Congratulations and welcome to New Day Northwest. We have a super fun show for you today because in my opinion, there is no better way to kick things off than with a round of hot topics. And joining me on today's panel, our former news anchor, Travis Mayfield, Omari Salisbury, CEO of Converge Media, and New Day producer, Rebecca. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi there.
Good morning.
So we've had a very busy week in Seattle. Omari's head to toe right now in Mariners gear. Do you think it was a success?
What, All-Star? Of course.
Yeah.
I think All-Star was a great success on a lot of different levels. Of course, there was the game. It was a success there. I was there with my kids. But it was success for people traditionally looking for the All-Star game. It was success in groundbreaking around the HBCU Swingman Classic. I think it was a success in what has been left with the city and playground renovations over at Rainier Playfields. I mean, it was a good deal.
Yeah, it really did, and they did. I was proud because sometimes you hear organizations and they say we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then do they do it? But the Swingman Classic, just to give everyone some background, pro baseball they bring 50 players from 17 historically black colleges and universities to All-Star Week to give just a view of what is happening. These incredible players.
And it's the first time ever that they've done this.
Yes.
Right. Well, the thing is, so the Major League Baseball Players Association Youth Development Foundation, they put up $1 million and to basically put this together, right? So it's the Players Association and the Youth Development Foundation, and 50 of the best HBCU players, historically black colleges and universities. I'm a graduate of one. You know, that's where I picked up radio in college at WRVS. And so this was a big deal, not only for the players on the field, it was massive for them, but also for our community. Yeah. And when people were there at the Swingman, it was like a homecoming here in Seattle, and it brought so many people together. So it was two dynamics. So you had the players on the field, and you had people in the stands. It was something amazing, and we're real hopeful that Major League Baseball will continue this.
And championed by Griffey.
Yeah, and championed by Griffey.
Well, that's, you know, and the best thing is when in talking to some of the players, they said it was an incredible experience about how hands-on Griffey had been, and you know, just learning from him. And even there before the game, you know, it's hanging out in the dugout and talking to the players and everything else. And yeah, it's the kid. You know what I'm saying? And I will say this is why I think this event's going to be successful moving forward. Black people make up 7% of the population in the city of Seattle. You can fit all the black people in this whole city inside of T-Mobile Park. And if this event can be successful in Seattle, I can't wait to see what happens next season in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. That'll be so good. And you know, what I think is great too is this All-Star Legacy Initiative, and it also went over to renovation of Rainier Playfield, because this is all a part of bringing more black youth into baseball, because we're seeing less and less of this interaction. And baseball, honestly, as kids get older, it is really expensive. It's hard to access.
There you are.
And there you are.
Yeah, there I am with Commissioner Manfred. It was amazing. So this is one of the things, this didn't have a lot of the flashing lights and everything else about it, but this is so meaningful to us as a community, is that Rainier Playfield serves the Little League team there in South Seattle. That playfield is in dire need of renovations, and the Legacy program, basically they're going to renovate the field. Amazing. And you know, it's important, like you mentioned, access to baseball. When you talk about organizations like baseball and softball beyond borders, these fields are feeder programs into those programs. And our kids get priced out of baseball. To be honest with you, it's an expensive sport to go to the next level. And so creating access is very important. And the fact that the MLB commissioner came out there to the South End, was hanging out there on Rainier Playfield, that was a big deal.
Yeah. That says a lot. That makes me like that guy a lot. It does. You know
who else I like a lot?
Who?
Julio. That home run derby, that was so much fun to watch. That was one of my favorite things of the whole thing. And then also during the actual game, when the crowd started like getting behind Shohei Ohtani, come to Seattle, that was so much fun.
See, I love it because Travis and I are a little quiet about this because let's be real. We're not the biggest sports ball fans. My kids, they play Little League. But, you know, it was impressive to see our city. I mean, what do you think, Travis? How do you think Seattle fared on the national stage?
Exactly. That's what I thought I could bring to this conversation. I didn't watch a single second of this. I don't know what was happening. I know nothing about it. But I loved that we were able to present Seattle as we know it and we love it to the rest of the world. And honestly, after we've kind of been getting hammered for the last number of years, I mean, look, there's a segment of population in national media that wants to paint us as ugly and broken. Yeah. And it was nice to be like, look at that. We're neither of those things. We're kind of amazing with our warts, but we're moving forward. Yeah. So the other thing I really liked was I was all over town this week and I loved people in their Mariners gear because let's be honest, the season hasn't been super exciting for a lot of Mariners fans. Like, so getting to bust out your Mariners gear and be proud and be happy and proud of our city was a nice change for this season for us.
And the weather could not have been more perfect. It was incredible.
It was a nice time for our city to shine. I don't know who these people are talking smack about Seattle, but bring them right here.
I said it's like it was real interesting going into All-Star because people on all kinds of issues hoped for the worst.
Yeah.
And you know what? Ha. You know what I'm saying? Like people hoped for the worst.
Yeah.
And for me, one baseball fan, Mariners fan, and everything else, I could say for our community, one specifically, but also our city as a whole, it's like, man, we pulled through this. And I'm thankful for the Mariners, Major League Baseball, but all the community partners, some of you guys here that are very big and media and everything else, but so many small organizations and community organizations that people have never heard of before have worked all throughout All-Star Week. They uplifted art, you know what I'm saying? There's the art installation over there, hired all these artists. There's all kinds of events that have been around. And then even right now, there's the West Regionals, which is the RBI, when we talk about reviving baseball in the inner city. That's still going on right now. A renovation of a ballpark. So all I would say is this, is for people who love baseball and people who love our city, this was a great moment. And for the people who continue to hate our city, they're going to wait for the next thing so they can make more noise to continue to hate our city. I love Seattle, Yeah,
I agree with you. And speaking of the next big thing, what do you think we should host next in Seattle? Like, what is the next big thing we could do?
So can I jump in and say that I would love to see a NASCAR race in Seattle?
No.
Chicago just did this.
Maybe
and I want this in Seattle so much. I want them racing through downtown. I want them along the waterfront. Like I want the whole thing, close down all the streets and race NASCAR. That's what I want.
So I think that might be a good idea, but I don't think there's 1 mile in Seattle that's flat.
That's why it's great. I love it. I make the course as dangerous and as potholey as possible.
Wait. Can we do maybe an Indy 500 on Boeing Field?
There you go. Yeah.
Maybe that. They just go round, and around.
I imagine Fast and Furious right up our hills, over the top, the whole thing.
The Seattle Sports Commission has stayed real busy here. There's a lot of stuff coming up, on the horizon. So it's only going to get greater later for us when you talk about the FIFA World Cup coming and a lot of other events that are coming here to Seattle. Exactly. There's the Winter Classic in the winter, which is going to be great, over at T-Mobile Park. There's the FIFA World Cup coming. Sports Commission has stayed busy. So at least in sports, we have a lot of big things on the horizon.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be exciting. I'm proud. I'm proud to be part of this city. I'm proud to see how well everyone stepped up. And Omari, as you said it, there were so many organizations that we didn't even see that made this such an authentic and unique experience. So proud of all of us now in this city. Good job, Seattle.
That's right.
All right, somebody I'm not so proud of sometimes, and I hate to say it because I want to love her, I want to support her, but Britney Spears. So apparently right now she's waiting for a public apology from NBA rookie Victor and Wembanyama.
Yeah, you got it.
So here's the deal. Apparently, this is what went down. So he's playing in the all summer in the NBA Summer League. She goes up to him inside a casino. Tries to tap him on the shoulder. Here's the thing. I watched the video. I watched the TMZ video. She's like, "Excuse me, sir," using a fake accent. There's a lot going on there, okay? I know you're a Trav. I feel like you're a Britney fan. I know you love her.
I do.
Okay, so security bats her hand away. Doesn't look back at her, just bats her hand away, and she hits her face with her own hand. So police investigation is now determined that no charges should be filed, but the fact that there was a police investigation at all, I don't care if you're a celebrity or not. You don't walk up to people like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I leave the floor to you.
This is so self-inflicted.
I
I love her so much. Okay. But like, why did this happen? None of it needed to happen, and now you don't need to stick with it, girl. Like, just back down. Be like, I'm sorry. But honestly, one of the things here is she's been surrounded by such yes people for her whole life and so much badness. I don't think she knows how to make a good decision because for 25 years she's just had bad advice. And so I don't know, I feel terrible for her. And I just want her to be like, I'm sorry, I screwed up. Let's pretend this didn't happen.
Yeah, I just feel like if anybody should know not to do something like that, it's her. You've got to think that people come up to her all the time and she's got to have bodyguards too. But like to feel like that she could do this to somebody else, like, come on, Brittany.
It's an entitlement thing,
yeah. You know, something similar happened with Busta Rhymes, like 7 months ago, where it's like a fan came up to Busta Rhymes and like the security. Actually, Busta Rhymes turned around and threw a drink on the person, you know, because he's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" Mm-hmm. I think that, like, man, we gotta respect people's personal space.
Yes.
The internet, though, in a way, has made people feel so close to celebrity. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And celebrities, they share a lot. We feel like we're so much closer than we really are in real life.
Yeah, it's like if you can talk to them on Twitter, like you're besties, but
right. And then they have that they're sometimes don't even look at them as real people. Like they're just owned. Like you own them. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want because you're a public figure. You are owned by it.
And it's become kind of a dangerous thing. If you've seen like concerts, people like throwing cell phones.
We had this conversation before.
So like the boundaries are really blurry. So you can understand why his security was as like, just keep walking, don't look back, don't engage. Because his safety is at risk.
Yeah, and he's new to this, you know? Like, come on, Brittany. Oof.
Yeah, I know. Well, we hope the best for her. I see a lot going on there. It's a lot to unpack that we don't have time for in this show today. But Omari, Travis, and Rebecca are going to be staying with us for another round of Hot Topics because there's a trend called bed rotting that apparently we need to talk about when we come back.
No.
But hey, listen, it's also National French Fry Day, and so I'm going to give you some treats, so yay.